Afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Tarps Off. I'm going to do a review for the April 4th NHL games. We're going to start off with the Kings and the Sharks. The first period at 10:55, Adrian Kempe scores unassisted. 11:13 of the first, Keel Thomas scores from Jordan Spence and PLD. Second period, no scoring. Third period, at 18:08, Klim Kostin scores from Mikael Granlund and William Eklund. Kings take it 2-1. Your three stars are Riddick, Kempe, and Kostin. Moving on to the Avalanche and the Wild. So in the first period, Victoria Lekanen gets the game going at 4:34 from Jack Johnson and Casey Milstead. Vinny Lettieri scores for the Wild at 8:05 from Mason Shaw and Jacob Bikini. Duran would then score for the Avs at 12:28 from Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon on the power play. Second period, 43 seconds in, Jonathan Duran scores again, or scores his first. Nope, again. From McKinnon and Taves. Chisholm would then score from Kaprizov and Zuccarello on the power play at 10:10. The second. Third period, McKinnon scores at 6:32 from Jonathan Duran and Mikko Rantanen unassisted into the empty net at 18:32. Avs take it 5-2. Your three stars are Noonan, McKinnon, and Duran for that one. Blues and Predators. 31 seconds in, Roman Josi scores from Ryan O'Reilly and Philip Forsberg. Brandon Saad would then score at 7:27 from Robert Thomas. Second period at 1:13, Forsberg scores from Nyquist and O'Reilly on the power play. In 1929, Beauvillier, former Canuck, would score from Nyquist and eventually Sell on the power play. Third period at 4:09, McKinnon would score from Kiefer Sherwood. Neighbors would score at 6:21 from Justin Falk and Torrey Krug. Kyrou would score at 17:45 from Justin Falk and Pavel Buchnevich on the power play. Forsberg would then score at 18:16 in the third from Nyquist and McDonough into the empty net. And then Jankowski would score unassisted also into the empty net at 19:23. The Preds take it 6-3 over the Blues. Your three stars are Forsberg, Saros, and Bolivia. Moving on to the Penguins and the Capitals. Ovi versus Ovechkin. Crosby versus Ovechkin. Take 525. First period at 1:49, Ryan Shea scores from Riley Smith and Lars Eller. At 11:03 the first, Joseph would score from Chris Letang and Drew O'Connor. Second period at 9:08, Bunting would score from Pussinen and Carlson. Third period, Ovechkin would score his 849th. Maybe, I don't know. He scored at 850 today, which is the 5th. But, yeah, we'll say 49. He scores at 6:02 from Sonny Milano and Hendrix Lapierre on the power play. And then Lars Eller would score at 17:23 of the third from Riley Smith into the empty net. Bengals take it 4-1. Your three stars, Nedeljkovic, Joseph, and Ovechkin for that one. Isles and Blue Jackets. So in the first period, Engvall would score at 7:53 from Pulak and Palmieri on the power play. Voronkov would score from Marchenko and Texi on the power play at 9:45 to tie it up. Horvat, former Canuck, would score at 13:48 from Barzal and Romanov. Marchenko would score one of his own at 17:22 to tie it up, again from Werenski and Sillinger. Second period, no scoring. Third period, 3:21, Dobson would score from Barzal and Romanov. And then Palmieri would score one of his own, unassisted into the empty net at 19:22. The Isles take it 4-2. Your three stars are Dobson, Marchenko, and Barzal. Panthers and Sens. So in the first period of this one, at 1:02, Nick Cousins would score from Tkachuk and Bennett. That's Matthew Tkachuk because they're playing against each other, the brothers. They scored 1:02. Kulikov would score at 1:37 from Lesterman and Rodriguez. Second period at 2:35, Lundell would score from Lesterman and Cousins. At 4:19, Sam Bennett would score from Matthew Tkachuk and Josh Mahura. 17:56 the second, Sam Reinhart scores from Barkov and Tarasenko. And then in the third period at 3:54, Matthew Tkachuk scores from Barkov and Reinhart on the power play. Florida takes it 6-0. Your three stars, Bobrovsky, Tkachuk, and Reinhart. Matthew Tkachuk. Brady did not factor in that game, as far as I can tell. Probably just hits and stuff. Anyways, moving on to Tampa Bay and Montreal. I believe this is a rematch. I feel like I remember reviewing a game between these two. Anyways, first period at 2:31, 37. Yoel Armia scores from Brendan Gallagher and Alex Newhook to start it off. Nick Paul would answer from Braden Point and Kucherov on the power play at 9:45 of the first. 16:26, an Isima would score from Tyler Mott, former Canuck, and Matt Dumba. Second period at 4:42, Joel Armia would score from Alex Newhook and Brendan Gallagher. At 7:58 of the second, Stamkos would score from Cirelli and Calvin DeHaan. Nate Paul would score second at 9:12 of the second from Michael Eusima. Hagel would score at 13:18 from Darren Radish and Anthony Cirelli. Kucherov would score at 17:45 from Point and Stamkos on the power play. Third period, Slafkowski would score from Xhaka and Matheson at 8:40. 11:51, Caulfield would score from Suzuki and Slafkowski. And then Stamkos would score at 19:06 from Kucherov into the empty net. Tampa takes a 7-4. Your three stars: Nick Paul, Nikita Kucherov, and Yoel Armia. And then Bruins and Hurricanes. First period at 2:12, Brad Marchand scores from Geeky and Coyle. 7:42, Pasternak scores from Zaka and Heinen. At 10:46 of the first, Heinen scores from Pasternak and Zaka. Second period at 15:12, Jake Gensel scores from Tefon Olsen and Brady Shea on the power play. Third period at 17:49, Hampus Lindholm scores unassisted into the empty net. Boston takes it 4-1 over the Canes. Your three stars: Pasternak, Heinen, and Gensel. Okay, moving on to the Flames and the Jets. Jets clinched a playoff spot with this one. First period, Mackenzie Weegar scores at 4:35 from Huberdeau and Kuzmenko on the power play. Kuzmenko is a former Canuck. Duh. At 12:59, Velarde would score from Connor and Morrissey on the power play. Ehlers would score from Cole Ferretti at 4:56 of the first. 14:56, excuse me. Second period at 10:34, Miromanov would tie it up from Mackenzie Weegar. At 13:35, Tyler Toffoli, former Canuck, would score from Nemestikov and Ehlers on the power play. Third period at 8:44, Velarde would score from Morrissey and Pionk, and then Velarde again with his hat-trick goal would score at 18:56 from Monahan and Scheifele also into the empty net. The Jets take it 5-2, clinch a playoff spot. Your three stars are Velarde, Morrissey, and Weegar. So that's it for the fourth. I will do a review of the April 5th NHL Games, hopefully tomorrow. Just because I've been swamped the past few days, so I've had to group a bunch of reviews into one day. Anyways, that's it for me for the 5th, so hit like if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.